They come back because they want to be hanging
with the homeboy.
And here you are, and I know what the date is today because somebody important to me's birthday was yesterday, and today is July 31st, 2024.
Whose birthday was it yesterday?
I can't tell you because I don't want to release that information into I don't want Skynet getting a hold of that,
Okay.
I mean, what if AI happy birthday this person on the wrong day to prank me in the future?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So does that mean the birthday that's dear to me today I should hold back? I should just...
Nah, you're fine. You're fine, man. Let it out there. I'll be the paranoid one in this group.
Well, I just want to say happy birthday to my second-born daughter, my sweetheart, my now 20-year-old beautiful, beautiful person, Malika. Just want to say happy birthday to you because Daddy loves you and you're amazing and we can't wait for you to come on back home. She is currently in the Hamptons of New York. She got selected to be a counselor at a summer camp for children that have special needs up there.
Wow.
Yeah. And she already works in the field with children. She's comfortable in that space. I would say she thrives in that space, and she's having a great time. And but she has not called Daddy today back, and
it's early.
To know that
it's early. We taped this in the morning.
But I texted her yesterday.
Well, you did it
so
too
I can
early.
be the first person to say happy birthday, baby.
At like 1 a.m.
Let me know you're breathing, please. And
yeah.
no, it was like 7, 8 at night. Yeah. She was probably doing something.
Busy. She's in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
She's probably at like a shrimp boil or something.
Possibly.
Or like digging lobsters out of a hole or something. Or putting them in a hole?
I don't know.
Is that?
I don't know.
Hamptons, dude, that's way above our pay grade.
That's right.
Just currently. Once Hanging with the Homeboys blows up,
yeah.
I'm going to be sponsoring stuff like dill dip or, like salmon salad sandwiches or something like value packed for the Hamptons for $79.99 for a sandwich. Have you seen these videos where these people stop in at these stores and they buy like $30 sandwiches? Like Hampton convenience stores up there. This is okay. You know what?
Yeah.
You know me. I'm all over the place, just getting us going. But we're talking about somewhere that's not our home. This is all about homes. We like to come in and talk about the home field advantage. Some of our other sections, segments of the day, we're going to go into Homeyology, talk about some stats. So Full House, we may talk about a design trend or something that might help you at your house. Maybe something funny with a little house party segment. And then we'll come back with the home stretch where Neil pays attention, hopefully, and tells us what we need to come back to for everybody.
Wake him up.
So, I wanted to, for home field advantage in terms of what's going on for buyers and sellers right now, we are really hoping that today when the Fed meets, they do something with the interest rate. Is that going to happen? The news or the predictions are like, not today, maybe next month. But I think they like to shock us a little bit, So if everybody's saying no, then maybe it's time that they say yes. Don't you?
I'm not. Listen, if we get any kind of a cut, it is going to be very insignificant based on the stuff that we heard yesterday. It seems like there's going to be a series of cuts, but they're going to be spread out so wide that no one cut is going to change things dramatically overnight. It is going to be like, wow, we're heading in the right direction, but we are going very slowly in this car.
Yeah, we don't want to rock the boat too much, I mean... I've heard 2 cuts this year. I think something that we heard in the meeting yesterday was maybe 6 cuts over the course of a year for a total drop in interest rate of about 1%. Nobody really knows. But what I can tell you is what we do know. And that in the last 30 days, when you're recording 30-year conventional loan interest rates, they've been as high as 6.992. And as of yesterday, they were 6.702.
Okay.
So we've had some, apparently they're anticipating what's going to happen with the market. And I mean, it's really hard to peg what the fluctuations are all about, especially when we're coming up on an election that we're not going to talk about. We ain't talking about that.
No.
Thank you.
No,
I was just checking.
We will not be talking about that. But, we can talk about what the rates are, but I think the effects of the rates has definitely shifted how things have been. for a seasoned guy like Luke, who's been doing this for literally multiple decades. I know, we can say that.
Feels good.
And me, who tomorrow will be my 4-year anniversary in the business. Which means today. That means today is the 4-year anniversary of my last day selling vehicles.
Oh. Well, but back on a positive note.
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
birthday, Malika. Your dad's a realtor.
Yes.
4 years, man. That's a high fraction, I mean, of a decade. Of a half decade.
We're getting there. But when I came in, August 1st, 2020, things were really, really hot for a seller. It didn't matter what you were selling, how expensive it was going to sell. It wasn't a matter of if it was going to sell, it was just how quickly.
That was August 1st, 2020. Like you came in mid-pandemic, or like you came in wearing a mask.
I came in because of the pandemic. Let's be honest. Oh, the pandemic doesn't happen. I'm probably still selling cars right now. That was
the catalytic converter.
That was it. That was the thing that busted it all off. Huh. And my wife, Monica, when I was ready to take 30 days off because we didn't know how hard you had to breathe in the wrong place to get COVID, and my son was only 2 years old, and I wanted to be responsible, so I took some time off, and I was supposed to play a lot of video games and have a good damn time.
It's not that good of a plan.
I thought it was a perfect plan. Are you kidding me? I was 37, and I've been working full time since I was like 15. I never had a month off in my adult pubescent life.
All right.
And I was ready for it. And then Monica comes in busting the door down because she's all mad. She still has to go to work, and she's like, "Hey, don't you think this would be a good time for you to get your real estate license?"
Thank you, Monica. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, baby. And I'm glad that it happened.
Wow.
But I say all that to say that, guys, I've been at a time where it's been a seller's market. And so to see things taper just slightly in the direction of the buyer, to see inventory start to raise back up to where you have multiple choices, to where you can take a prospective buyer to see 6, 7 houses at once, is something that hasn't been possible since I've been in the business.
Man, and you know what? So you say that. Isn't it almost unbelievable that saying that I get to take a buyer to 6 or 7 houses can be less exhausting than taking them to one house? The way that it's been where you have to go to one house and just buy it immediately.
Yeah.
Because that is it's like a sprint that's like 4 hours long. When you get to take a buyer to 6 or 7 houses, it's like leisurely. You get to have real conversations. You get to go and compare it to another house, and it just lowers the temperature or lowers the heart rate all the way through. And then you can even, if you need to, you can even take a break, go home. You remember that phrase, I'm going to sleep on it?
Yeah.
You can sleep on it.
Yeah.
And the next day, write an offer and still get that thing.
That's
possible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
you can even be slick and send the offer and say, these were the other houses we were considering, but if you would just be, acquiescing to what we need on this one, we'll stop looking.
Please acquiesce.
Yeah, please.
This is the home field advantage for the agent part.
Come on.
This is how it's feeling more like home field. It felt for years that we were the visitor all the time. Every time you're out with even the agent is the visitor in the home buying market. But now it's for you find out what new home field advantage feels like,
Yes.
the home, what's it feel like when you're not rushing and going crazy? And, so something that I've experienced for you agents out there is that now this is new, right? So there's a listing that comes on the market. It's really nice, right? In the past, maybe it would sell like this, Well, now we make an offer and we shoot a little bit low. I'm taking a page out of your book. I'm not paying full price and 10,000 over asking price all the time, right? So we make this offer. It's low. It makes sense to me too. I want to play that. The seller comes down a little bit.
Yeah.
The buyer comes up a little bit. We sleep on it. We respond. They sleep on it. They respond. We're like 4 days later, and now everybody's tired. And now the buyer doesn't want to buy anymore. The buyer's not feeling the urgency anymore.
Yeah.
And now I'm afraid that he's going to go backwards. Have you had that before?
No.
I have just had it 2 times.
As in like this year?
Just
last week. This month. Oh, sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, it's high end. So at the very beginning, the buyer's feeling the urgency, and I'm coaching for the urgency.
So this new listing.
Yes, 5
Okay.
days on the market.
5 days on the market. So
High price.
Typically should be a very, urgent situation.
10 acres. No.
No.
Yeah. 10 acres on this one. Thank you for the mirroring, 10 acres, privacy, built in 2015.
Wow.
I can't justify even within 100,000 of what the price is. And we offer higher than what I can justify, even because of the urgency, because this is such a rare property, so we end up within like 40,000 of the asking price, right? And they'll agree, that's what the higher than what the buyer originally offered. I'm kind of in the weeds here. Anyway, point is, when they come back to us, now he doesn't want that price anymore. And I'm actually telling the other agent, hey man, I'm starting to feel afraid that he's going to lose the urgency and want to come down. Like, what's that going to do to the seller's psyche? Are they going to, and I'm even telling the buyer, like, hey, you have to be careful here, because sometimes when you do that, when you go backwards, now they hate you, like
now your word means nothing.
Word means nothing. Like, you're trying to rake us. You know what I mean? Like, you were willing to pay us more, but now you sense that there's blood in the water, or you can take advantage of us and we don't have somebody else. Yeah.
It's a Shark Tank reference. Or you realize that none of the other sharks want to make an offer. And now Mr. Wonderful gets to alter his deal that he had on the table that you should have just took instead of him hawing in the beginning. Now that we know the other sharks aren't interested, Mr. Wonderful says, you know what? I know I was offering just for 10% of the company, but now I want a third. And now, since there's nothing else out there, I know you could hate me, and they call me Mr. Wonderful, not because I'm actually wonderful. So what are you going to do? And I think that's kind of what can happen in these situations. They realize there's no other external pressures. You haven't gotten any other text that says, hey, we got some people that are flirting with us. What are you going to do? And then these people start realizing, wow, I got power. Mm-hmm. I don't have to. I have leverage.
On the seller side, recently in that situation with that high-end property, we were 2 weeks in, same kind of thing, people asking questions. I didn't have offers. I was very tight-lipped. I wasn't sharing anything. I'm just keeping that aura out there that we might have somebody right around the corner.
But let's be real. I mean, and guys, I don't want to get too deep into his philosophy.
It's okay.
But the truth of the matter is, if he had legitimate offers, action, people begging to buy this house, that information would have definitely flowed from his mouth to let these people, to give them an opportunity to get into the party.
But if you do, if that's the practice, that means that when you don't, you don't.
I know.
See? I know. It's double-edged. It is, So what's the right thing to do? You never know. And in that other situation, it changed from day to day. Sometimes it changed from hour to hour. And it's like, I need to change. I need to be nimble, and I need to help these people come together. That's all we're doing, is we're helping them come together. Sometimes we got to help them get out of their own way. So we are moving on down the road to this homeyology.
That's right. Industry stats, if you will.
Yes. Yesterday we saw a graph about foreclosures.
Oh, this will be good for you TikTokers, mm-hmm. you real estate doomsdayers. We got something for you.
It's coming. Is this a microphone? Yeah, that probably sounded really good. It's not coming. What is coming? We know that everybody likes to think that there's something on the horizon and it's all going to crash and there's going to be plenty of opportunity for us. And ironically, that actually makes people wait and fall behind the curve even, like if it doesn't crash and you were going to buy and you waited, then you end up losing money, actually, Oh,
yeah. Luke still has, regrets on some of the people who he thought maybe should wait and then lost the chance on some equity. I mean, we think about this type of stuff.
All the time. So this, we hear from foreclosure realtors, like there's a wave of foreclosures coming. But how long have we been hearing that? 2 years, maybe?
Come on.
Something like that?
Yeah. I mean, at first it was, we know the economy's tightening up. People are doing bad. The only reason the foreclosures haven't come is because there's been federal legislation stopping people from being evicted and foreclosed out of their house. We assumed that there would be a backlog of foreclosures, that the moment that they said, hey, y'all can evict people again, y'all can foreclose people again, it would just be not only what was happening now, but the years of backlogging. And we really haven't had that. It's almost like banks are coming up with new ways to help people stay in their house that maybe didn't exist before. I don't know.
We need to look into it more, you know. I mean, all we have to measure is what we see out in the field. Like how often are we showing a foreclosure property or making an offer on a foreclosure property? It's not very often. Right now. It used to be, you know, after that, 6 years ago, there's probably like 5-6 foreclosures out there that you can go and take a look at. I don't think there are those right now, at least not the ones that are in bad condition. Some have come to the market and they fix them up and they don't look like they're a foreclosure.
That's the norm now. Fannie Mae?
Yeah. Well,
they looked at it. We found out from Janet Carter.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, definitely. But I also made an offer on a real foreclosure that was dingy and dirty.
Like we used to see.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. All this happened like right before I left for vacation. Of course.
Was it that one house?
Knoll Court?
Knoll Court! I knew it!
Yeah, it was out there on I think it was 3 acres or 2 acres. It was totally wooded. This road, I don't know how you're getting out of that thing.
I had never even heard of the street.
Oh, man. Yeah, Google was confused. It didn't even have a direction on the street. Right, I know! And then you get there and you kind of park in a cul-de-sac and walk back and like, is that it up there? There's 8 cars up there, like 4 groups of clients. The agent told me that in the first 2 days there were 20 showings. And I was like, I'm checking in with you when it's done. Just tell me how many there were. It was priced at 120, but the county on it, like done, was like 300. Well, I could see it going for like 280 when it was done. Maybe needing 50,000 in repair. So I'm anxious to see what it's sold for. But anyway, so back to reality or stats. The stat that we looked at yesterday was that seriously delinquent mortgages is at about 2%. And it's actually, there's a trend line and it's actually trending down. At the time of the mortgage crisis, of the pandemic, it rose to as high as almost 6%. And in 2010, it was at 10%. 10% seriously delinquent mortgages.
Now, and the definition, that just means 90 days late or longer.
Yes.
That's when it becomes serious to the bank.
And I'm not sure that we know how
not
else
quite pre-foreclosure, but knocking on the door.
You don't want to get there. That's for sure.
I think that would be the next step.
And for some other frame of reference, you know, from the year 2000 to 2006, it was above 2%. It was hovering like between 1.9 and 2.1, I'd say. So right now, for us to be below 2, that's not an indication of a wave of foreclosures. It doesn't seem like. We'll see.
And here, and I want to just interject one potential data point that might be driving some of this compared to, now compared to back then, because it is true. Inflation is high. A pound of hamburger is legitimately damn near $5 right now.
Deodorant, dude, $8 a stick.
It's getting crazy.
Sorry.
Listen, you cannot leave out deodorant.
I'm holding out.
But listen, because things are so bad, the economic conditions are still real. So why are there less people letting go of their house? And I think it has to do with housing supply.
True.
Okay, if I can let go of the house and let the bank take my house, but I can go rent another place in a week and without much of a consequence, then I'm more likely to have that happen. But in a tight rental market, which is tight right now, which means cheap stuff is going for medium prices and medium prices is going for premium, and there aren't that many available. If you let that house go, you could legitimately be out on the street. And when the rental market tightens, that means the amount of applicants is higher, which means they can be way more choosy. They don't have to bargain with somebody that has this eviction on their record or this foreclosure on their record, because they have so many applicants. They can just choose instead of you. When things aren't tight and there's a lot more supply out there, the people who are actually renting the houses, they have to deal with people who are subprime, or they don't rent the place. It's that simple.
Did you just make this up? I mean, are you kidding me? Did you just have a realization? Because, dude, that's brilliant. I mean, honestly, because you always think about like if you're gonna be foreclosed on, whatever, you're letting it go because you can't pay for it, right?
Yeah.
So later you're gonna go somewhere where it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Thing is, you can't go anywhere where it's cheaper. There's nothing cheaper. So you have to fight tooth and nail for the place that you live in. If you let it go, you are truly screwed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't read that anywhere? What you just said?
No. I'm. This is the curious guy in me, where I see two data points of two different time frames, and the numbers aren't doing what I think they should do. There's got to be something that we're not talking about. That's my gut.
So back then, or in regular times, before you're getting foreclosed on, your house isn't looking good, you beat it up. You're just like, man, I just got to move on down the road. I'm gonna keep my cars. I'm gonna keep what I can. And go somewhere else. Yeah. Down the street.
I'm just going to live with Peggy.
But now, live with Peggy? That's the girl I'm dating. I don't know. I was thinking married with children, Like, you can't. Al Bundy's wife, I would live in that house.
That's how it all started.
But now it's like, nope, let the car go. Take whatever else. I have to stay here. Maybe I'm working from home.Maybe I'm working remotely.
Yeah. Or and then you combine it with the fact that we've had mass appreciation. Whereas, say, the last time, like 2010, there was there was cases to be made that some houses were actually going in the wrong direction as far as value is concerned. So why would you care about losing out on an asset that might be depreciating in the short term anyway? But right now, in the past few years, appreciation has been up. I mean, you're going to look like a damn fool if you allow the bank to come and take your house.
Especially,
that's probably worth.
You probably got
good money.
You're probably getting a call every 3 weeks, a random call like, "Hey, can we buy your house? Can we buy your house?"
And see, you're solving it too, because that's the other part about it, is that now we got somebody that can bail you out of these foreclosure situations. We've got some agents in town who are kicking butt this year. We've known them, but they're killing it this year, and a good percentage of their business has been helping people avoid foreclosure, coming with a price that's going to help them get out from underneath it, but still have meat on the bone to possibly rehab it and sell it for profit.
And what I was thinking was, it was the person who receives the phone call. They're like, okay, somebody wants to buy my house. Like, I've gotten 4 calls, 5 calls, 6 calls. I mean, that means I have something that's valuable.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to let this thing go, And then the other part that I was thinking is, like, now, as opposed to 10 years ago, like, we are on our phone all the time. I bet you the things that are not getting shut off, cable, maybe it's getting shut off.
Yeah.
Maybe the gas is getting shut off in the summer. But I bet you that internet's, no. Maybe the internet's getting shut off too, but that cell phone is not getting shut off. Electricity is not getting shut off, because you got to have power for your phone. You got to have air conditioning.
And the internet don't work without power. Yeah.
You can just stay home. I'm saying that home is like maybe even more valuable than it was 10 years ago for people that don't have anything else to do. Because back then, like, homes could be boring. Maybe you just want to let the house go somewhere else, go spend your money doing some other stuff. But maybe now it's like, I don't want to be anywhere other than home.
Or they're making the gateway to be anywhere other than home a lot higher. I mean, think about this. You used to be able to go and hang out at a McDonald's, get free Wi-Fi, bring your damn computer, and now they've instituted a rule that you can't stay in that thing longer than an hour. Really? Oh yeah, they got it. Yeah, I don't know. What the spirit of that rule is? Is it a homeless thing, or is it people abusing the internet? But either way, you got an hour. You got to go.
I just wrote an offer, or started an offer before vacation that day in McDonald's. I was in a hurry. I was going, I was like, all right, I'm stopping in. I'm going to throw some nuggets down, Sat there. A guy started talking to me, and his outfit was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was Batman pants. It was like pajama pants, and it was like a totally off the wall, different themed shirt. I don't know what it was like.
So he somehow looked way more ridiculous than even Ronald McDonald would in McDonald. Wow,
and
this is
a
good.
Bandana thing, and he was very kind to me. He was like, I was like looking at him, sir, what are you looking for? And I was like, an outlet. He goes, there's one right here. Let me move my stuff, So I was like, thank you, sir.
He's a McDonald's veteran.
Yeah, and he moved his stuff over there. He had his suitcase with him. I mean, I knew, I'm not a nice guy, but I plugged my stuff in, and then he started talking to me and telling me a life story and stuff like that. And I'm not meaning to, disparage anyone for how they are or anything like that. But it's kind of, instead of thinking that like this is terrible that this is happening to me and this is bothering me. Like I thought it was a little amusing, and the dude got to talk to somebody and other people were looking around like, oh gosh, and I'm just like, oh really? Okay, you know what? Yeah, fighter pilot would have been good, and sir, I'm sorry, I have to leave right now. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much.
You almost felt like, thanks for your hospitality at your place of. I mean, your place of.
That's what my dad did. Actually, my dad was that dude. Hanging out in all these places, and that's why I don't feel like I'm making fun of somebody. Actually, the dude was a nice dude, and thank you for sharing that outlet with me. All right.
So we're moving on.
Let's talk about design trends. Let's talk about this segment, Full House, that we have here.
That's right. No more numbers. No more foreclosures. Let's just talk about fun design stuff.
Air conditioning in a house is good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I didn't want to be in my truck, like working on my computer. I could have had it on the whole time, but I wanted to be somewhere cool. Something that's very important with any home is staying cool.
Talk about it.
I harp on a main thing with when people are buying a house.
Come on,
and that's that they need some shade.
That's right.
When's
the best time to plant a tree, Luke?
I'm going to defer to the grass guy. What do you think, sir?
The best time to plant a tree is right now. Or excuse me, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is right now.
Oh, man.
Ask anybody that's buying a brand new development where the trees don't exist or they just got planted. Those houses get cyclopsed, just blasted.
I can't live there. I can't live there. I couldn't do because I come from old Topeka, First and Western. Second and Western is where I grew up. So those trees, those are 180
We grew up without AC.
Didn't need it.
We a fan in the window and some shade in a nice front bungalow porch. Boy, you couldn't beat it.
Middle of the day, I don't even remember being inside. I'm out all day. Period. And guess what? I'm in shade the whole time. These trees, I don't know. Are they
100 years old?
Are they 100?
More than 100
feet tall? I mean, they're tall, So you're under a canopy. Like there's neighborhoods in Topeka that are my favorite. Like there's a road, Randolph, that's got a bunch of trees. People have limbed up their trees every year. Yes. It's like that was part of the HOA or something, and it made it like a corridor, just this beautiful road.
Randolph and what? I want to go.
Yeah, 33rd and Randolph, right there. Yeah, drive it, bro. If you're feeling froggy on the tree froggy on the way to work, you need to drive through right there.
I'm going after we leave.
But, I went to my cousin's house on the 4th of July, and they bought the house 2 or 3 years ago. And there's a lot of Filipinos up in this house. I mean, we roasted a pig, They roasted a pig, first one ever for the family. And I was like, when they first bought it, I was like, guys, this is a great house. It's that one that Raul sold, that blue one over on Long. I don't know if you remember.
Yes! Right? I still remember with the extra lot.
Yes, with the extra lot. And I was like, guys, the patio faces west. If you buy this house, you have to immediately plant trees. Plant trees immediately. Of course, I go there. I'm like, man, I know it's going to be hot there. But please say that he planted some trees, So I pull up, 4th of July, cars everywhere, fireworks blasting. We walked up to the wrong house, actually. The other one is like blue too. Anyway, so we walked in, house, garage full, house full of Filipinos everywhere. Look out the back door, nobody on the deck. Because it's steaming hot back there because he didn't plant any trees.
And it stops that space from becoming an extension of the living space because when you go out there, it's a completely different living space.
Can't even use it.
You can't live.
It's roasting out there.
Wow.
As a buyer agent or as a buyer, when you go out and you're shopping and you look at these houses where the patio or the deck is facing the west in Kansas, check whether they have some stuff out there. Check, is there a grill out there? Is there is there a table out there? Does it look like it just got put there? Because if it does, they're not even out there. Is the grill in the driveway? Maybe. That means they grill on the front side of the house because it's too hot to grill on the back side of the house. This was supposed to be about trees. I like it to be cool back there. I brought a couple of pictures because I was trying to figure out what is the fastest growing shade tree for Kansas.
Wow. Now we're getting them something that some news they can use.
I mean, if you were to take a guess, what kind of tree would you plant? Or even where would you go look? to figure out what to plant?
That's a great question. You know, there's a couple of ways to achieve it. If you are, let's say you got the patio deck situation and you are looking for 20 feet of cover laterally, you want 20 feet of lateral cover that you can move about in and not be blasted. I kind of like arborvitaes.
Okay.
Because you can plant those within, 6 to 8 feet, 10 feet away from each other, and they kind of grow into each other a little bit, and they create a dense evergreen wall.
It's a wall, right? Yeah.
And remember, it's evergreen, so that means sometimes the sun can get on your nerves even in the early spring, in the late fall when there aren't any leaves on the trees and the sun's just blasting through. So even in those early spring, late fall, even in the wintertime, those evergreens are going to give you the shade that you want. So I like that idea, and I just like how predictable that they are, I guess. Because
they look like an arrowhead kind of?
Yeah,
it's like a cone. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How fast do they grow, would you say?
I don't know.
If you plant it? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. But I feel like I could get what I needed out of a row of them. I'm going to spend more money with this way, but it's going to be that dense wall that would give me privacy and the shade that I want. It's kind of like 2 in 1.
So you would get a wall, and it goes like 20 feet high or something like that? Did you already say that?
No, not a real wall, baby.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, a wall of arbor.
It's a wall of trees.
They'll grow and grow, and I don't know what their max is.
I don't know either.
I've seen them as high as 20 feet, though, legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I looked on TikTok, first of all, and
of course.
I'd heard of that tree before, and then TikTok said Indian laurels will grow. They're going to be bushy. It's going to grow in like 2 or 3 years. It's going to be pretty tall.
Wow.
But then I looked it up, and that doesn't work for Kansas.
There's that part.
So I went to ChatGPT.
There it is. There it is.
I'm just asking, hey, what are the
AI
fastest growing
here.
trees? That's right. Fastest growing trees, shade trees for state of Kansas. And then so it gave me a list, and then I was like, well, now I need some pros and some cons. And then it gave me, I've got 8 trees right here. Mm-hmm. What I've got are a northern red oak, a silver maple, a Freeman maple, eastern cottonwood. Don't get that, especially if you have a pool. Please don't plant that next to my house either. Tulip tree, American sycamore, hackberry, and green ash. And then I went through and I looked at the cons, and I wanted to find the one that has the least mess, the least stuff that's going to be on the ground, least invasive roots and that kind of thing. What I came to is the Freeman maple. And the way that the Freeman maple is described...
That's platinum level tree?
Is it?
Shade tree? I'm asking you. Tell me.
That's what it's telling me. And here's a picture of it right here.
Ooh, and it's beautiful.
What it's saying is that...
Who doesn't love a redhead?
The cons are it can develop surface roots. It may require pruning to maintain shape, susceptible to some pests and diseases, and moderate water requirements.
Okay.
But the pros are fast growth rate, beautiful fall color, stronger wood compared to silver maple, and adaptable to various soil types. So these other ones, you've got acorns. Silver maple is prone to breakage. The cottonwood, like I said, is just going to mess with your pool situation.
Yeah.
Lots of cotton flying through the air. Those trees are beautiful and tall, though. The tulip tree seeds can be messy. The American sycamore leaves and bark create significant litter. Hackberry, the fruit can be messy, and the green ash, the seeds can be messy. So I'm looking for least mess, and that's what I'm getting from the Freeman maple. And we see this picture right here.
Yes.
Look at that beautiful redhead, just like you said.
Yes.
And it's got that blend, this is it's going to be like, you're driving in Maine.
That is beautiful. Look at my
wow,
boy.
what a great tree.
Are we going to throw some in your... Are there any spots in your property where you feel like a tree planted 20 years ago would benefit you today?
I don't need trees right now. What I have are... I've got a couple of willow trees that are like the barrier between our property and the other property, and we're worried that they're going to die. And then we also have Bartlett pears.
They've been looking kind of sicky.
There's, you've got sections of the tree that are having issues.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure you don't mean Bradford pear?
No, we have, that's the next tree that we have.
So there's Bartlett and Bradford? I didn't know
did I say Bartlett pears?
You did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love you, though. It's fine.
Yeah, we have willow trees.
Yeah.
Willow trees on the side. And, it might be, I think it's Bradford pear. That's the one with the white blooms.
That's the one that
not
people
a lot
say
of no
stinks.
fruit.
People are saying it's an invasive species. You should get rid of it. It's bad. Haven't you heard any of this chatter?
I have.
Yeah, and
we have
they
a lot
stink
of
when
them.
they bloom. Supposedly,
Like
I've
smells
never
like
smelled
fish.
them. I've never smelled them.
I haven't smelled it either.
Yeah,
Smells like fish is what I've heard.
Yeah.
But actually, I smelled something, but it was just for like one day, you know. But anyway, we have those on the side of our pool too. We have 4 of those or 5 of those, and I'm thinking like, you know, when they die, we're gonna have to plan for like when they break, because this type of tree, the Bradford pear, right, is very brittle in wind and that kind of stuff too. So.
Ooh. I love it.
Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. My recommendation is the Freeman maple, and I'm going to take these and drop them off over at my cousin's house and see what happens. See if I can fix the future holidays. Next segment, house party. Anything funny? You got anything going on that, you know, you've experienced lately out there in the world, the real estate world?
No, I mean, no. No, I mean, no.
I am glistening right now, bro.
The bright lights are on.
Man,
and,
jeez.
we now know the amount of time you can be under the bright lights before it becomes evident. So we're learning.
That fan up in here. What's going on? I mean, we need some shade. Can we need a Neil?
Yeah.
Can you like get us an artificial tree in here for the can we put it right here?
ASAP.
Okay.
Let me see if I can work that in the budget.
I know you got something funny.
Oh, well,
Come on.
I mean, we just have an update on my pool robot situation that I tried to order from China.
We tried. You got it.
I did not get it. It never came. You know, I watched the very intricate app description of where my package was and when it was caught in customs and when it was getting out of customs and when it was shipped and when it arrived at my house. And then I emailed back and forth with the people, and they told me that, well, maybe my neighbor picked it up and that kind of thing. It never came. Yeah. $60 pool robot. I mean, you know, so in the end, I didn't get it. I had called my credit card company immediately and told them, like, I think I might have ordered something that I'm not going to get. So when I didn't get it, I called back the credit card company. They gave me the money back. And then we went out and we bought a $1,200 pool robot. Yay! See,
oh, wow.
So do you think it was like worth the risk of like going through the rigmarole and the drama? Like I felt it. I felt like I was going to get this thing, man.
Now that we know what an actual pool vacuum or robot can actually run you, are you saying that the one that you thought you were going to get was on the similar level of what you ended up buying?
I thought that if it did anything similar for $60, I'll take it. You know, I mean, it's worth it to just see if it worked. What if I got it and it kind of did it? You know, and then I just had to like supplement it with like a little bit of work or something like that.
No, you would have been the best guy ever.
I mean, yeah,
that's American Dad stuff.
I would have won. I would have won the pool robot war, the pool drone war. Instead, I lost.
$1,200, but I bet that new one is really nice though. Come on,
yeah, it's pretty nice. It doesn't have like it's doing the trick, man. We were gone for 7 days. I came back. The pool's not green. The pool didn't have any algae in it, so I love it. You know, I liked my free one that I got with the house that was 20 years old a lot better, that I had to repair and kept dropping little gift bearings for me in the bottom of the pool, which I probably should have known were coming out of the pool robot vacuum, you know, or not like somebody shooting BBs into my pool twice a week or something like that. So anyway, yeah, pool robot, $1,200, guys. It's worth it though. I'm in the store and I'm telling other guys in there, yeah, just bite the bullet, dude. You should get it. It'll make your life better.
Yeah, that other one you ordered, it ain't coming. Love you.
Neil, what's up, man? We're at the home stretch, you know. We need a home run right now. What you got?
Yeah,
what
come
do we
on, Bobby
need?
Wade Jr., what you got for us? Take us home.
Well, I got an idea for you. So, like your cousin that bought that house with no trees, you told him to plant trees.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about maybe I should buy him some trees as a housewarming gift?
Ooh.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it would be what's the word? Like, not intrusive, you know, not
Almost like a burden to them to have to maintain and take care of this?
Yeah. I mean, would they be thinking that I'm trying to control them or something. No, they'd be happy with it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you're overthinking it. Get them the gosh heckin' trees.
Well, now I know what tree to buy them.
Actually, it's fine. It's good that we're talking about this because I feel like this is the time of year where the big box stores start selling plants and stuff for the gardening season for ridiculously cheap prices. So you can get trees. And this is a big one, guys. A lot of people do not know this, including somebody that I know that just planted 60 trees from a big box store. Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this? Tell it.
Did you know that if you buy a tree from a Home Depot or a Lowe's or something like that, and you plant it and it dies within a certain amount of time, that they will refund you their money?
I have heard that.
Yeah, it's real.
Lowe's
and Home Depot, I know. But
Both of them 1 year.
A year warranty.
Because we bought a tree from a nursery. Because we thought, it comes with this great warranty.
Yeah.
Tree died like 18 months after we bought it. Had to rip it out of the ground. I'm like, I'm not paying 6 times the cost that Home Depot or Lowe's charged. And it came with the same warranty.
Really?
Yeah. Now you know.
Which one came with the scent? So at the nursery it was more expensive, or at the home?
Cheaper.
It was cheaper at the nursery.
No, at the
cheaper at the big box store.
Big box store, and it came with the same warranty.
Huh.
No questions asked either.
No, they don't. Yeah,
they don't. Yeah, that's great.
I love my Home Depots.
How long ago was that tree planted? How long? The second tree, the replacement tree.
We planted 2. We
Okay.
bought 2, planted them last fall.
What'd you put in?
Are they taller than you
I
yet?
don't know.
Okay, that's okay.
We planted a magnolia.
Wow, nice.
In the front.
Flower. That's the one that's gonna flower, right?
Yeah, from the nursery, and then we had also bought with some cherry. Like a cherry willow. We did cherry, I think. Is what it was called.
Okay.
And that one died.
Yeah.
I don't know what we replace that with.
Wow. Are any of them taller than you yet?
Yep.
Okay, so they're doing their thing.
Did you just say that you planted 60 trees? Did you say that?
A buddy of mine, somebody that I know.
Okay.
He didn't realize, because I asked him how many of them lived, and most of them did live, but he had a few of them that died on him, and he didn't realize that he could have got his money.
Really?
Yeah.
Planted them at his house, like a row of trees or something like that, or along the driveway?
He developed a piece of land that had nothing on it, and he built a container house, which for you TikTokers,
I see.
That's definitely something that you see on TikTok where people take, literal box cars, stack them up and turn them into dwellings. So that's a whole nother topic.
That they cut those walls out. Anyway, another topic. I think I'd prefer like a Morton building house probably to a container house, but that's probably cheaper. It's more fun. It's definitely something to talk about.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, we did some stuff today.
Yes, we did. We're back. It's a new month. We're on the verge of August, and I'm excited to get these kids back to school and get my life back in order,
man,
and get some normalcy. But I do want to swim a little bit more. I want to get some swimming in before they close the pools, and I actually want to take my dog to one of those dog days.
Really?
Where they're going to dump the water anyway. So they said,
sure,
bring Fido in and let him swim.
Really? That's a thing? Like they
let
let
big pools because
the dog gets in the water.
Yeah, they let the dog get in there because they're about to drain the pool any damn way.
Those pools, do they empty them all the way out?
I believe so.
The big pools? Okay, interesting. Yeah. I learned something that at home, that at your home pool, they don't drain all the water out. You barely drain any of it. They just take it down like this far, I think, in case more water rains in or whatever.
Right.
But you leave most of that water in there, and then the next year you just kill all the algae and stuff like that, and then clear it all back up. So it doesn't cost that much in water each year. Anyway, just a little extra tidbit, that makes the pool robots drone army happy when you keep that water in there.
That's right, guys. So continue to like, comment, and share. And who knows, you might be the next person to get an invite to Luke's pool at his home.
That's right.
We'll have an awesome Hanging with the Homeboys get together one of these years. Won't be this summer.
We've got enough parking, I think, for all the people that are going to come.
Now you stop, okay? First of all.
All right, you guys, we really appreciate you here at Hanging with the Homeboys. Keep coming back, visiting with us every week. And what's that? You like? What? How do you say it?
Yeah, like comment, share.
Yeah,
and
subscribe. Let's do it.
See you later,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Thanks.